There is a secret weapon that existed over 200,000 years, and it's been used all over and again throughout times. Today we're going to dive into the secret weapon that can actually improve your life, whether it is your career, your business, your finances, or even making an investment. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Fabio Boulle, and I've got 15 years in the financial industry. And I make these videos so that you can better manage your personal finances without having the anxiety of not knowing what to do. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me and it helps the channel to grow. What is the secret that I am talking about? It's negotiation. Negotiation is derived by two Latin terms, negare ultimum. They literally translate as deny leisure in French and in Spanish, which then actually became translated into business. Yet this word comes from a cultural behavior by roughly 200,000 years or so, according to reports. And why is this actually important in your financial life? It's because knowing how to negotiate better terms for your mortgage, better salaries, a better deal for your car, a better deal for an item that you like to buy, or even a better deal for your investments. It is really essential as a skill in your life. But before we actually dive into examples, I think it's important to understand when we are approaching an individual, what kind of profile that person is. I'll just focus on three. One would be the accumulator or the interactive person. A person that it's very impulsive, very expressive, wants to talk, but loses focus on the actual deal on the table and the actual negotiation. But that person wants a deal that everyone is happy. Then you have this kind of person that is more assertive or driven, which is very much a results-oriented person. So it wants to get it done, don't want to lose money or time, and just can actually be quite voracious and sometimes and be just direct on their approach. So it tends to be maybe more tough to deal with those ones if you're nervous. And these kind of personalities would be something like maybe a Donald Trump because he's very expressive and driven as well. The third one I'd like to talk about is one that is more analytical, needs data. It resists change on understanding things. It just wants to be ensured that has all the figures in the deal so that it makes the right decision. When you're coming to negotiation, whether it is for your mortgage, your car, what is for your business? Let's say you want to actually get into a business and you will buy the business, as well as could be just a salary increase. It's important for you to understand who you're speaking to. And that's a very good starting point in this whole journey. Over time, I've done that subconsciously in many times because all the clients I was speaking to, some clients were more fast-pacing, other clients wanted just not to make the wrong decision. They wanted to actually looking for the information to make the right decision. A lot of them that I spoke to, I would say 50%, maybe 40% were very analytical, trying to understand, taking the right decision. They didn't really like risk, and this was probably the kind of clients that I've dealt with. I also had some high rollers, meaning they want to invest quite aggressively and they know what they do. They just needed a really good price, and that's all. And so preparation and research is key here. Understand who are you going to talk to and maybe what is their limitations and what's your leverage. It's really important. And then from there, one of the techniques that you'll often hear a lot is active listening with open-ended questions. And bridge those, you can actually create an epiphany in the actual conversation. Because as soon as you understand the person, that person is heard, that person feels like it's actually not a deal, but something that you are trying to do for both parties, it's no longer an issue of maybe better price, as long as all the things are addressed in the deal itself. This could be as simple as going to buy a car in a dealership and asking them if you can get a better rate or if they can take out this specific cost because, you know, this is your budget. And that's how maybe you can compromise, and the salesman can also compromise, say, okay, we will do this, but we have to get this in place as an example of the insurance, or this part of this car needs to be there and this clause needs to be there. So meaning that the first 100,000 miles will only be covered by ourselves, but afterwards, or could be 100,000 kilometers, or could be 4 years, 3 years, whatever. And so when you stand, the other side is easier to probably start anchoring the price. And what is really anchoring is trying to getting a better price or getting closer to your price. And there's so many anchoring techniques. Some people choose a 30% discount for the original price that they want to buy, or they just put 30% up of the actual price they want to sell. And a lot of companies do that quite well, which is they have product A with limited services, product B with the previous service that they have plus something else, and then you have product C that has everything else. It's like $5,000, but they tend to stick to the middle, and that's how maybe they're able to anchor the price for their clients. Having said that, there's a really good book called Never Split the Difference, and in this book it is important for us when we're negotiating something that we don't want to have a deal that is not good for us. And if that means no, or not accepting the deal and walking out of the deal, that's better than actually having a deal that you will feel resentful. In some cases, you can ask what is called a no question, meaning how do you expect me to do that, or how I am supposed to do that, which kind of makes the other person on the deal itself thinking, that's a curveball, like, yeah. So imagine saying, oh, this costs 10,000 and you can only afford like 7,000. You pose the question, well, I can only afford maybe 7,000, maybe 8,000. How can you expect me to pay 10,000? And if the other party is interested in making the deal, they will understand that. And that's a really fascinating part of the negotiation, where even you can find a little bit of the hidden unknowns. Chris Ross calls it black swans. Black swan is basically finding or uncovering the things that you don't know by just keep actively listening and posing those open-ended questions to find out, like, what's the actual truth? Why is this person here? What is this unknown that you need to uncover? And perhaps it demands a shift in your mindset, demands a shift in how to think, and it becomes really interesting in a very tough negotiation. And so, having said that, it is important that when you want to, again, buy a house, buy a car, negotiate, understand how negotiate can impact your financial life, because in the end of the day, negotiation is everywhere. You can even try it with your spouse, with your kids if you have kids, with your friends. Now, for me, there's a very fine line between persuasion and manipulation. This is where we need to be very careful, because negotiation is also a persuasion tool. At the end of the day, you're trying to get a better deal, and you're trying to persuade someone that actually wants to give you what you want. And so it becomes a very good tool and a skill for you to have those things in your life. And it's something that you have to continuously master and continuously flex the muscle, so that you keep just getting the results and maybe the income that you need, maybe that specific job that you're looking for. I think overall, discussing things in your life, it needs to be in a way that both parties are happy with the deal. Don't get out of it in a way that you feel resentment. Just say no, and remember that if you have a bad deal, or if you give a bad deal to someone, there will be a bitterness in that relationship. And in the case, we can, let's say someone that is trying to negotiate a better salary, and I actually have one story I can tell you. So I got into this meeting, and my expectation are probably going to get downgraded to a consultancy deal, and I realized that the deal that was offered is so much better than I was actually expecting, and it was not at all my expectation. And I felt that the other person speaking to me was giving a deal that actually suited him. And I felt like, wow, this is amazing. This is actually really good, because now both parties were actually really happy with the deal. And that's how I think good deals should be made. Sure, now we can go back, oh, I could have asked more or whatever, but I was very happy with the deal at the time. If you put it into perspective that I was given a deal and I said yes, and I'm thinking, I don't feel good about this. Even though if it was a special occasion or not, if I felt that that deal that I was offered was not good, it was just a matter of time that I'll be like, I'm not enjoying this, I don't really like what I'm doing again, or now, or whatever, or in the future, just things will change. And then that person that negotiated the deal with me at the time would have probably come back saying, hey, but you agreed. We were on a call, you agreed, said yes. Well, what changed? And this is what can cause confusion and a lot of bitterness and resentment if we put ourselves in front of the deal and actually understand what we need and expectations of what is it that we want and finding ways of doing it. But I hope this actually been enlightening. It's something that I would like to talk to, because I've dealt with lots of clients, some small, some big, some very, very big. So just understanding what the client wants, and I just give him what he wants and he's happy. And he was probably like an assertive person, and he's like, I want this, this and this, cool. And other people, that was one phone call that he said, oh, I'm looking for this information, that information, and I give everything on that phone call, and then I send him an email, next day, open the account, 100,000 euros. It's the analytical part of the profile. Give me information, just open the account, and it's great. And once you understand, start connecting these small little dots, it will be really easy to understand how they are, how much do they need or how much they don't need, or are they just driven or just need more time. And if they're actually driven, you probably need to slow things down. If the guy's results oriented, blah, 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 it's just slow things down, because otherwise you're going to go too fast. And this is where the bad deals probably generate, because there will be confusion, there will be a misunderstanding, because that person that wants the information now and wants to actually take the decision now because wants to save time and money and whatever, then will not get that information. I hope that is helpful for you. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to drop a like. Perhaps even drop me a comment saying what kind of actual person or type of profile do you think that you have, and how you can use that to mirror your tone of voice, mirror the type of situation you are with another person you're going to speak to, whether you are serving in the financial industry, whether you're serving coffee, whether you're serving in the consumer, whatever. Once you get this rapport with another person, I enjoy this, because it's like that person feels heard and that person feels connected and well served, because you've met their needs. You've met their needs in the deal, you've met their needs on what they're looking for, and you have a good deal, they have a good deal, it's heaven. That's what I have to say. All right, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, please like and subscribe to the channel so that we can reach more of the algorithm, the almighty algorithm. And if you really enjoy the content, you can look at the next video available. It should be somewhere here. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you soon.